and they've been with us all along the way. And so I just want again to reiterate thanks, Governor and Lieutenant Governor, for your leadership. I'm very proud to serve alongside our Governor and Lieutenant Governor, especially when I get a chance to deal with all 54 states and territories. We couldn't find any better. Mr. Ken Paxton, I'd like to thank you for your business vision and for your desire to put Greene County on the map in your efforts here today. This is very special. And again, a very special welcome to the veterans, to the board members and the citizens of Greene County for coming here to be a part of the rollout of Home Base Iowa. You know, I have a special place in Greene County, as Jim said, because I started here, my teaching coming out of Drake University, and that really put me on a track, having time in a little school of Dana, Rippey, Grand Junction. You know, towns I didn't even know, though, coming from Boone, not that far away, and yet I will tell you, they rolled out the red carpet. They treated me with respect, and I am who I am today because of that experience. And so, you know, I got Frank Adamson sitting here in the front row, one of my former students and retired from the Iowa Guard, and so proud to know that hopefully maybe somewhere along the way maybe mentored him to go into the Guard, but thanks, Frank, for your service, and thanks for being here today. You know, Home Base Iowa is a special program, especially for the state of Iowa. It's not just about the military or our veterans. Home Base Iowa is about Iowa, and it's about communities like Greene County. You know, recently the Department of Defense unfortunately announced that thousands of currently serving veterans in all branches of service will be leaving the service early, and that will be starting this fiscal year to really the next probably unforeseeable future until the budgets can support the rollout of the existing future military. These individuals that will be leaving active duty are loyal, they're disciplined, they're physically fit, they're mission focused, they've demonstrated leadership time and time again overseas, and they hold very sought after skill sets that can greatly add value to Iowa in the workforce and our communities. They're high quality people who understand service before self, who are willing to serve Iowa in the future as business and community leaders, as your Boy Scout, your Cub Scouts, your Girl Scout leadership. Home Base Iowa is about bringing in quality veterans to our great employers and communities like those that reside here in Greene County. If a service member would like to continue their service, I am committed as the Adjutant General to help them continue their service and their family in the Iowa Guard, to help them find a home, and to continue their military service. Many of these veterans have lived on active duty installations their entire career. The housing, the financial services, their schools, medical, dental, and shopping are all confined to a base. It's easy. It's all in one location. As they come off of active duty, they transition to civilian life. Things start to change. They have to figure out the difficult shift of a lifestyle that they've had through all these years. They've got to figure out where their schools, their churches, where do they get their health care, where do they get their groceries. Things we take for granted every day as we live in these communities. So knowing those challenges, from my aspect, the Iowa National Guard, what we're trying to do is ease the transition from active duty into Iowa. We've implemented for the veterans a one-stop shop concept for offering all veterans and their families and retirees at Camp Dodge a place where they can come and get all their answers answered, which we believe is the first step to helping them transition to communities like yours. Our new Service Member Support Center will provide all the services they're accustomed to on active duty. And the key to that is to link them to Greene County, where you can then provide them the housing, the schools, the religious education institutions, where the businesses are at, the jobs, and link that together. We on Camp Dodge will do just the opposite. We will help them with their medical care. We'll help them with their ID cards, their military records, information on civilian employers, which we will link to Home Base Iowa, which is linked to your communities. And we'll show them opportunities for those that want to continue to serve and to continue to do what we call a soldier or an airman or a Marine for life, and help them find additional opportunities in the military to serve part-time. The Iowa National Guard has already taken the initiative to bring quality veterans to Iowa and to communities like yours. I currently have a team that goes out every month that goes to 3 active duty installations around the country, speaking with the men and women as they're leaving, trying to become the first ones to grab them and to provide them the opportunity and share them the information about home base Iowa, but also about the opportunities to continue to serve. Our teams are focusing on bringing those veterans to Iowa who want to continue to serve, but also to attract veterans who are looking for good jobs, a safe and high-quality community, and a great place to raise their families. And I can't think of a better place than right here in Greene County. Today, we're standing in one of those communities. This is not just an opportunity for veterans, but also for Iowa. This statewide effort is the first in the nation, and no other state is doing this on a unified statewide basis. It's our goal to band together with all Iowa communities to assist our service members and their families to achieve their personal and professional dreams right here, with a one-stop shop that can help their personal and professional dreams become reality. Thank you again for becoming the first home base Iowa community. I would just like to finish by saying it's extremely pleasing to hear a concept last spring, as I was talking to the governor, come to fruition through his leadership and Lieutenant Governor's leadership. Now the legislature's on board. This state is banding together to do what no other state has done, which is the right thing for our veterans. For the last 12 years, they've served in harm's way, time and time again, multiple deployments. And our communities have been there all along with us, both good and bad. And I don't need to tell this community, you've been there, and when bad times have happened. And I would just say that this is just one additional step that you're taking today that I think that will put you on the map, not only in Iowa, but the nation, as one of the friendliest veteran communities. And after I heard what Jim just read about all the different benefits and things that you're trying to do to also chime into home base Iowa, it's going to be tough for other communities to come and to compete with what you've offered here. So I just want to say thanks again for all that you've done. I look forward to working with you side by side. I know that you've got great veterans here because I serve with them every day in uniform. A couple of them are here. There's a couple on the sides and some in the back that you don't see in uniform. But I'm going to tell you what, you should be very proud of the men and women of Iowa and those that continue to serve. We serve 3 out of everyone, actually out of 3 veterans, out of every 3 citizens, we have a veteran. And I will tell you that we rank in the top 15 in the country for our service to our nation. So ladies and gentlemen, now it's my privilege and honor to introduce to you a great supporter of our service members, the Iowa National Guard, our families, and our veterans. Please give a warm welcome to Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds. Thank you.
Well, good morning, and thank you, General Orr, and thank you, all of you, for being here this morning. Jim, I want to say thank you for defining the mission and helping lead and execute the mission in this very important initiative. We have an obligation to make sure that our veterans have the resources to be successful in our community and across this nation. It was an honor to have the escort in this morning, and it's certainly an honor to be here for this very special occasion. I want to say thank you to the veterans and their families for not only serving this state, but serving this country. Today we are announcing the first official home-based Iowa community. We're excited to make this announcement from Greene County, the first county that has taken this important step in helping veterans and businesses alike. Before Governor Branstad shares the details on what Greene County has accomplished and what they promise to do in their efforts, I would like to take just a few minutes and explain the Home-Based Iowa initiative and why it's important for our great state. Over the next 5 years, the U.S. Armed Services will be downsizing as troops return home from overseas. It's estimated that several 100,000 troops will be leaving the service at an accelerated rate. The governor and I recognize that this creates a real opportunity for Iowa to match those veterans with quality jobs, and at the same time, it helps fill the middle-skilled jobs gap. With General Orr's help in developing a strategy, we launched Home-Based Iowa in November. This initiative spans many individuals as well as organizations, including the legislature, Iowa Workforce Development, Iowa Economic Development, private companies, nonprofits, and of course, the Iowa National Guard. We also were very lucky to get two great, outstanding Iowa leaders as co-chairs, Casey's General Store CEO, Bob Myers, and Congressman Leonard Boswell. With everyone focused on one clear vision, we are happy to say that Home-Based Iowa is off to an incredible start. Home-Based Iowa consists of several components, and one of these aspects is called Home-Based Iowa Businesses. Businesses from across the state are seizing the chance to participate, and many others are working toward meeting the requirements of becoming a home-based Iowa business. Those that have already committed have pledged to list their jobs on the Home-Based Iowa website. They've also pledged to utilize the Skilled Iowa through Iowa Workforce Development, and these businesses have set a goal of hiring a specific number of veterans. I would love to take the opportunity to tell you more about what this means for Greene County to be the first home-based Iowa community, but instead, that honor should absolutely go to the hardest working governor in the nation, a veteran. So please join me in welcoming Governor Terry Branstad to provide more details on this initiative.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Reynolds. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here with General Orr, to be here with all of you veterans, and one veteran in particular that I have known since he was in ROTC at the University of Iowa, Jim Andrew. Now, some of you may not know that he got the nickname Rock when he was in college because he was rock solid. I'll tell you, he was in the ROTC and he was in great shape. And so it's not surprising to me that he would be gung-ho in supporting this Home-Based Iowa initiative. So, Jim, great to be with you. And the Lieutenant Governor and I were with his wife Jackie yesterday. She happens to be the Rotary District Governor. And we were at the Rotary Club in Nevada with Jim's wife Jackie. I also see the Iowa boy Chuck Offenberger in the audience, who is now a resident of Greene County, and he has over the years done a great job of promoting Iowa and all the good things about Iowa and all the wonderful people and places of our state. I also want to acknowledge, as the Lieutenant Governor, I guess, or actually, as Jim Andrew already has, Chip Baltimore. Before I became governor again, we belonged to the same church in Boone, so I've known Chip, and he does a great job representing you in the Iowa legislature. It is a privilege to be with all of you today to make this significant announcement. I'd like to take a moment to personally recognize Major General Orr. Tim Orr is a great leader as our Adjutant General of the Iowa National Guard. Now, technically the governor's the commander-in-chief, but I don't do anything without his direction and advice. And I have the honor of also serving on the Governor's Advisory Council on national defense and homeland security. And I work very closely with General Orr on that, and we are both working hard to try to maintain the numbers of the National Guard in this country, because the Guard is so important, has done such a great job, not only as part of our national defense and being deployed overseas, but also protecting our homeland and helping out whenever we've had disasters in our state. And unfortunately, we've had our share of them over the years. So, General Orr, thank you for your leadership. I also want to say thank you to Ken Paxton and Greene County Economic Development for your commitment and dedication. Ken has led the effort here in Greene County to be the first in the state to become a home-based community. And it's the whole county that's being recognized as home-based community. Before I get into the specifics of today's announcement, I'd like to take a moment to